Hello, my name is Jay, and welcome back to my Tech Vault. And today we've got a review of some earbuds. I believe this is Kew or Kew. I don't. Kew. I'm gonna call it Kew. Kew Labs KTW1. And obviously on this channel we've done our fair share of reviews of different types of wireless earbuds. And I have a rather unique way of approaching this. I have a couple different categories as me. I actually mostly do computer stuff, but I'm trying to work on getting into earbuds and stuff, which I've done a lot of reviews on earbuds, so I know my fair share. But my way of rating things is not typical of other reviewers. I like going to the gym I think a couple times a week, and what I use that time for is also testing different pairs of earbuds. And I've done my fair share. I have different categories on how I like to score things. So first off, my scoring number one is how they feel in your ears. Because ultimately, when it comes down to it, some pairs that I've worn really hurt your ears, and some perfectly feel fine, hours after using them. That's if the battery lasts that long, and that gets into the second topic of course, how long does the battery last? A good battery, obviously will change over time. I have a pair that I've been using for almost a year now, and the battery is completely gone on them, and they're completely useless. But for the point being is the battery when you first get them is ultimately what you care about. And obviously the next thing is of course sound quality, especially when you're listening to music. I have a higher preference for bass. I really like some nice bass, but of course crystal clear sound is also ultimately important, and that's also a good thing to keep in mind. And then finally is looks. Now obviously in the day of age of AirPods, if you're here on this channel and you're watching this video, you probably already have ruled out that AirPods are by far too expensive and also quite a just not the best sound quality. Especially I've heard some really like $30 or $40 pairs that have much better, higher quality and higher sounding quality than the AirPods do. And that's no hit on Apple, that's a fact. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to start off with an unboxing, and then I'm going to go through and basically try them on, listen to them for a first look, then come back with some pros and cons after a little bit more use, and then of course we'll kind of wrap up with my final touches and sayings. So let's get into the unboxing, and then we'll go through and we'll go from there. So your unboxing experience. Now, I don't necessarily would conclude that this is what you should judge everything off of, but a good unboxing is very indicative of what you actually can expect from a product. I've had some really nicely well packaged products, and that's usually quite a good indicator of what you can expect. So first off, first looks, the box of course has a lovely list of information. I rather like to not look at that and just judge my experiences off of what I look for. A lot of these things are nice, a lot of these things are of course cool and extra to have, but ultimately what it comes down to is my experience, not what's advertised on the box. So let's take this out real quick. So first off, packaging, there's some nice, really nice foam padding in there. So I'd recommend that, of course, this is not going to be something that should be coming damaged. It's pretty well packaged, so no problems there. So next up is, of course, the actual look at the package itself. So it comes with its own little strap to put onto your keys or something. I actually find this a really smart idea because I always end up losing a pair or something. So for me, I think this would be a great way to put it onto my keychain, and then of course use it to on my car keys when I go to the gym or something like that. That's ultimately kind of important. Oh, looks like we got some cool lights going on there. Okay, so a quick overview look. It's got some information, all the compliances and stuff, which is actually the first time that I've seen this all written out on a pair of wireless earbuds. The color scheme is a light blue. Obviously, you might have to pardon me, though I am a slightly bit colorblind, but not necessarily there. So it's definitely a light blue, and actually my personal favorite, but that's of course up to preference. So let's also take a look here. So right off the bat, I really do like the blue color scheme. I don't know why one of them is lighting up. That may just because one's charged and one's not. Oh, there, they're both lined up. No problems there. So right off the bat, though, we've got a magnetic click and lock into place mechanism. The light blue kind of carries through. I will say the plastic on the case itself is not necessarily the most highest quality that I've seen before. I've seen some metal usage as well, but I won't say that it's bad either. It's probably, I'd say, maybe 7 out of 10 on what I've usually seen before. And also, let's just take a look at everything else. I did try these on already, just so I could, of course, get them charged and make sure they were working and stuff before the video. So that you may see a little earwax on there, and that's my bad. But basically, that's what you're looking at there. And honestly, it looks pretty cool. I don't know about it's quite an odd shape. I'm not going to lie, like I think that's trying to be their logo. Let me see if they have their logo here. I would assume that's probably the summation of their logo, maybe. But I think at some point it does look a little bit odd, a different way of promoting it, I guess. We've got a lot of controls, if I believe correctly. Let's see what else we got underneath this packaging. And so they've done their fair share for packaging. Is it pretty? I don't know. That may not be. It's like that broke. Okay. So are we supposed to take the foam out first? That may be right. That may be my fault. Okay. So we've got our different ear tips. We've got ourselves a nicely wrapped USB. Now its ultimate test is going to be: is this light blue or is this black? Because ultimately a nice light blue would kind of go with the theme, but I guess not. It's just a typical USB to micro, not micro. I think it's micro USB. Pretty typical of what we've seen before. Actually, I think every pair that I reviewed has that. So this is kind of average on the, yeah, just average. The earbuds itself, let's link it up to my phone and I'll give you guys a quick test. But as for like the locking mechanism, it is actually a pretty sturdy lock in there, so it shouldn't be bouncing around and having any problems with like things coming loose. And if it still does, I don't think it will be an issue of these falling out. We've had some in the past that have fallen out really easily, but as you can see here, it's pretty decent and no issues there. You've also got charge indicators, and so you've got pretty much good overall view, and I think you have a light red when they're charging as well. So let me try these on and we'll get that reaction, kind of that experience, and then we'll go through and do a later review of kind of what I think overall. Okay, welcome back everybody, and this is the sound test part. So obviously we're going to go through now and do a quick sound test based off of what some songs that I listen to. So I usually have a couple songs that I listen to. Obviously I can't put them in the video for copyright reasons, and also you really can't hear it. So this, you're really going to have to take my word for it. Unless you guys have a better recommendation. No one really has come up with one. So basically I just listened to a couple songs. I have one song, it's a trap song, and it's heavily in bass, or has a heavy bass, so it's really good for testing that out. I have another song that I listen to that really tests the crispness of the drivers. I've had some earbuds that completely, I'd say, bomb the bass test, and then I've had some earbuds that have completely bombed the bass test and then done really good in the crispness, and I've had some that do good both across the board. So what I'm going to do now is let's pair these suckers up. As I said, for the sake of the video, I've already done this before to make sure this works. As for my experience doing that, though, it was extremely easy, so no issues there. So let's get into here. Let's see what we got here. So pairing is actually relatively quick. The comfort aspect of everything is actually, I'd say, really good. It depends on how you like your earbuds. Me, they actually fit right into your ear. They kind of like sink in right into like the crevices of your ear, so it's really nice. And it actually feels like it's not going anywhere either. So these don't feel like those kind of earbuds that are going to fall out. They're actually quite comfortable. It feels like most of the weight is not actually resting in your ear, but rather around it. Okay, so let's get some music going here. I'm going to pick a couple songs, give you guys my reactions. So first off, let's start with our bass. I've got to find it actually. And I've got my phone here too, if y'all are curious. And I really, in the age of copyright strikes, I don't want to try it, so we'll get a nice real quick test. So let's turn the Bluetooth on, let's get this test going. So, see if the earbuds will connect real quick. They should. This is taking a little bit longer than I would expect. Maybe I have a couple pairs of earbuds. I don't know if y'all want to take a look at my lovely list of Bluetooth devices from past videos. Okay, so we're connected now, and let's listen to our first song. So this is the bass test. I would say though these are much louder than usual ones, because I was using a different pair at the gym, and so I had to adjust this a little bit down. It's a little bit louder. So I also do believe that these have an adjustable bass, so let me actually get those out. But by far right now, the bass quality itself is definitely, I would say, up to 9 out of 10. It's definitely a very good bass. And also I would say that the crispness also has no problems. I didn't get to do the crispness test though, so I'm going to go do that as well. But honestly, I definitely, sound quality is really good. Let me double check that. I believe it says it on the packaging, but let's figure out how to turn that up. And I believe this does have an option to do so. It doesn't look like it's right off the bat. It does say though that it does advertise that. So for right now though, it's perfectly fine. I have no issues with what it's set at default. Yeah, it says extra bass tuning. Honestly, perfectly fine where it is. No issues there. So put that over there. Let's go give a quick use. I'm gonna go use them for a couple things. Wear them around the house. Today's not my gym day, but I'll go wear them around the house, and we'll figure out what it's like after using them for a bit. So I'll be right back. So welcome back, and I've been using these for a bit. I've got multiple things to talk about, so I'll rather get into it. First off, I don't know, this is more of preference. I would definitely argue that the sound itself is perfectly fine. It's probably worth, for these earbuds being around $60. I believe there's a voucher going on for $10. So if y'all are interested, that would be, I guess, the time to buy. But for $60, I'm just going to say $60 because the majority of this time people will be watching this for years to come. So we'll just say 60, and of course that price will change. For $60, the sound is what you would expect. It is definitely high quality. I've had some $50 pairs that have been completely crap. So definitely these are phenomenal for what you're getting, and you're paying for basically what you get. As for the looks, everything, it actually looks cool, but the only problems that I have is that the blue light keeps coming on, like as you can see there. Now, I mean, obviously, it's supposed to be flashy, like, ooh, I've got the new earbuds, and flashy, check these out. I think that's what they were trying to go. I've had some earbuds that, of course, done the flashy things too. They've had a little blue lights in the bottom or something that'll flash. I personally don't like it. I think it's just a little, I don't know, what's the right word, extra. But I definitely think that it's, they look nice, they draw attention if that's what you're going for, but the sound quality is definitely worth it. They are pretty big, rather than the usual pairs of earbuds I've gotten before. They're actually a substantial bit larger, but then again you're getting more bass, more sound, higher quality sound, and better battery life. So really, what you can argue there is it's all up to preference, and I feel like the weight distribution is not heavily lopsided, so it feels comfortable in your ears. So really, you can't argue about it. They don't look horrible, and actually, my personal preference, they look good except for the flashy blue lights. I'm still going to wear them. I'm still going to use them as my personal pair, but it's still an annoyance, and I might end up just putting tape or something over there just to stop the flashy blue lights. It's not something you really want to be drawing attention to, in my personal opinion. You've got new earbuds. People can clearly see that. You don't need to put a flashy light in there. And I also would say, from the standpoint, if they were trying to promote this, I feel like promoting it, that the logo itself is not something I would immediately recognize. So I would definitely say it's not necessarily, it's odd. I'll just say that. The battery life, I've been wearing them for I don't know, a couple hours, no issues. I don't have the time currently to draw them all the way out, because I put them to throw them up before I go to bed, and let them charge. So I really can't tell you a logical use case which I would use the full battery life, which I believe is like 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hour battery, 5 to 6 session playtime. So, as I would say, it's not something that I would run into that use case. I'm sure in a year or so, all wireless earbuds eventually get their death. You'll be lucky if it gets past a year, and that's just with any pair of earbuds. I would assume if regular use, these would eventually get down to an unusable level. But I have a feeling these are higher quality, bigger batteries, so you may actually get a little bit longer, and these may be worth it a little bit more than like the $30 pair. I believe like the $40 pair is actually what it was now, and that's completely dead. So it may be worth to go up a little bit higher and spend a little bit more money, and then have these for a couple extra months. Just depends on how you look at it. So where do these fall in? Well, I've done a pair of, I'm actually going to put these up so I don't Keep scratching them up. One thing I will notice though as well is that unlike some wireless earbuds that will automatically unpair when you put them into charging, these don't, and therefore they will drain the battery, they won't unconnect. Actually, there it just did, which is odd. For me, it didn't disconnect the first time I did it, so it may just be an odd circumstance. It's a little bit. I've had some on and off experiences, so the times that I've tested this, it does appear that sometimes it works, sometimes it disconnects from your phone, and sometimes it doesn't. So that's obviously something to take note of as well. But where do these fall in? Well, I've done, oh boy, I can't remember most of the names. I've had the $30 Tozo T8 pair. I've had some a knockoff of that, which, funny story, I don't do duplicates. And especially if a company blatantly copies another company and then tries to send me their earbuds, I will not review it. I will give them away to somebody that I know for free, and I will pretty much. I'm not going to tolerate. I do my research, make sure it's not the wrong way. But if for future reference for any company that's out there that wants to send me a pair, if I ever see something like this again, I'll do my research, make sure you weren't first. But I don't review those on this channel. I won't give support to people blatantly copying another brand. Sorry, off on a tangent. I've had, let's see, I'm trying to remember some of the other names. Actually, let's just go down the list, shall we? Because I've got a list of them that are still connected to my phone. Here we go. So we've got the Altarola IE600 TWS, which was, I believe, actually a really nice pair. They were kind of like shaped like the Apple AirPods. They looked kind of cool. They had a rather weird way of connecting, rather weird way of sitting in your ear, and they were relatively small, but low battery life. So these are definitely better than those. We've got the, let's see if I can go down the list here. I don't even remember the name of some of these. So the Toza T8. We've got, yeah, I don't know the context of this. I just know that this is what's showing me on here. So we've got maybe one or two pairs, six different pairs of earbuds. As for sound quality, these are close to a $50 pair that I reviewed. The case is much smaller, and the $50 pair had a rather unique design and practical. So this is definitely by far what I would say the highest sounding. But then the first pair that I ever reviewed, which I believe was the Fire E18, definitely would go in a rather way of better looks. And then by far, I think my favorite looking pair, not necessarily the favorite sounding pair, would be the X187. I don't know the context of that, but I definitely made a video about it as well. So honestly, what you're talking about here is what you actually end up getting. And I would say that these are definitely worth a buy for the simple fact that they've got a much longer battery life. They seem to actually be well-rounded, and I would definitely recommend it for someone that was interested in buying something that was going to last. I have a feeling, and of course I always have a habit of going down below in the comments, and if something goes bad, I will clearly make sure that it's stated. But I think the longer battery life means longer longevity for your earbuds, and I think it may be actually better and more worth it in the end. So that would be my recommendation. That is my review. So thank you very much for watching. Check out my channel for other cool tech-related news, reviews, builds, all that stuff, more earbud reviews. And if you're interested, I've always got all the information down below if you're interested in giving a product to test out. All the earbuds I've done are all free products, so all stuff that I've gotten for free, so there's no bias in there. Everything is reviewed pretty much free, so it's still honest opinion there. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and of course give the video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.